Team Unique, and today we're going to be doing kit number 156, and I'm going to show you how to put together this wonderful Santa face on the oval board. So let's first see what's going to come in your kit. So you're going to have this Santa face, 12-inch Santa face, this oval board. You're going to get a roll of this thin foil striped mesh, and that's red, thin foil striped mesh. You're going to get a pack of zip ties. You're going to get a whole roll of this white snowdrift mesh. We're going to get some of this holly, a whole stem of this holly. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hollies that you can use off this stem. We're going to get some of these jingle bells right here. And we're also going to get this ball, which we're going to make for his hat, the end of his hat. All right, first things first, for this white, you're going to need to cut yourself 9 pieces at 20 inches long, 9 pieces at 20 inches long on that. Alrighty, now let's put the Santa face on first. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to line this bow and this hole up to our top and bottom of our Unique in the Creek board. So I'm going to put it first through the Santa, then bring it back up through this very first hole here. And we're not going to zip it tight. Don't zip this tight, you guys. Okay. Yep, it went in backwards. Get it in frontwards. Get her in frontwards. First things first, get it in frontwards. All right, so it's on there. Just give it some clicks, just until it's on there, okay? And then we'll do the same to the bottom. We're going to line that up down here, right? And you're going to want to make sure that the flat part of your zip tie, see that zip tie, it's got that side and the flat side. You're going to want to put this end into the flat side just like that. Stick it right in here. Make sure it's facing correctly. And get it in there, and there we go. Okay, and I'm also going to put this in, but not tight. Don't zip this tight, because what we want to do is we want to even it out between the top and the bottom. We want this space down here to be kind of equal. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect, you guys. Kind of equal. I just kind of eyeball it, right? That looks pretty good to me right there. And just tighten it down, right? Tighten that down. I'll take the zip tie gun, and that will be that. Okay, now that part's done. Okay, so now that that part's done, we're going to start putting his hat on. So what I've done is, this is the top of our board. I'm going to start our hat, I think right here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4th one down here is where I'm going to start my hat. This is right here. So I'm just going to take this end and the top side of this, I'm going to keep up, and I'm going to let this go down like that. And I like to gather this for me. And I'm going to keep about probably a couple of inches of a tail here. I'm going to cut this a little bit because I've ruffled this up and it's kind of shedding a little. So I'm going to take about 2 inches of a tail, and I'm going to hold this and measure 10 inches from here to here. 10 inches, right? 110. And then I'm going to flip that like that. And I'm going to put my zip tie right in here. Remember, so there's the top right here. 1, 2, 3, 4 is where I'm going to start my red for my hat. Okay. Tuck that in just like that. Wow, I can't get these zip ties in correctly. When you put your zip tie in backwards, kind of messes this up. Okay, so there's one. And I'm going to leave this a little bit loose, because if I want to adjust these in any way, then that kind of gives me a little wiggle room. So every other, so we've got one here, we're going here on the outside row. I'm going to measure 10 inches from here down to here. So 15, that'll be 5. There's my 10 inches right there. I'm just going to poof that up, put it into here, and zip tie it up. So far, so good, right? Again, zip tie it down, but not terrible until I adjust these, okay? Alrighty, here, skip one, and now we're at the top. We're at the very top of our board now, at the very top up here, and that's going to be our next 10-inch poof. Measure your 10 inches. And zip tie it in. Y'all, I forgot to tell you that you also in your kit, you're going to get this measuring tape. Now what's so good about this measuring tape, you all, is it's sticky, right? So it'll stick to any surface. So if you don't have one of these boards, then all you have to do is stick this down on your table or whatever you've got, and then just measure. When you're done, peel it right back up, and you're good to go. So you get one of these too, which is a handy dandy little thing, right? All right. Now we're going to make this side go down a little longer than this side, because you know how Santa's hat has the end that goes over his head and the end that has the ball on it is a little bit longer. So we're going to make one side longer than the other. It doesn't matter which side you make longer, as long as you make one longer than the other, okay? And I'll tell you how far down this side we're going to go. And then I'm going to skip one, put one more here. One more zip tie right through there. One more poof, 10 inches long, right into here. All right, so there's our poofs so far, right? Now's when you need to make a little adjustment. If you want to make one a little higher, you can do that. Make one a little lower, you can do that. I'm pretty happy with what I have right now. So I'm just going to take these. We don't cut anything off. We want it just like it is. We're just going to cut these zip ties off, okay? Because we're going to do a row number 2 with our red mesh, okay? Alrighty, so there's that. So now what we want to do is we're going to want to come up, well, actually, let me tell you how far down I went. So from the top of the board, so this is our top, I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down. So if you count every one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I went down 6 over here, and I went down 1, 2, 3, 4 over here, okay? So this side is going to be longer than this side, alrighty? So now what you're going to want to do, we still have this attached, right? So we're going to want to start coming up the inside of our board now, alright? I'm going to bring you guys down a little bit closer so you can see just what I'm doing up there, okay? So I've got these inside holes. I'm going to take my mesh, and I'm going to kind of turn this around for me, and I'm going to tie-tail it right up the inside of this. So we've turned our mesh around to head back the other way. We went this way down, we're going this way back. Alrighty? So what we've got, we've left ourselves holes here. Right? Can you see this hole right underneath here? So that's going to be the hole that we're going to do. So for this here, we're going to start with this hole and do every other inside hole, right? So I've stopped here, turned around. I'm going to put another zip tie here, and that's going to be our next poof. So I've turned it around. We've got the top side of our mesh up, and I'm going to make another 10-inch poof, another 10-inch poof. Got my board here, and I can see where my poofs are. Actually, I'm going to make an 8-inch poof on the inside. Go down to 8 on the inside, you guys, because we're not going to need all of that because the inner is less circumference. So about 8 inches. What I like to do is kind of measure these so that they're about the same, right? So I've got the top of this one, and then I'm going to measure this one out to be about equal, which is about 8 inches, all right? That's how I like to judge mine. And then we zip tie that in. Okay, so there's kind of that. Now this is the longer side here. This is the longer side. So I'm going to zip tie that in. And then again, so we've got here where we have a zip tie, so we're gonna skip that. Wherever there's a loop, that's gonna be where our next zip tie is. So we had loop, loop, zip tie, and then in here we have these two available. We're gonna use these two right now, zip tie, okay? So it's every other on the outside and every other on the inside, every other set of holes, okay? There we go. All right, so we're gonna make our 8-inch poof. We're gonna make our 8-inch poof right here. Again, I just judge it from there, but if you guys wanna measure, go right ahead. So we got 8 inches here and zip it in. So 10-inch poofs on the outside and 8-inch poofs on the inside. And you can adjust them, just don't pull your, again, don't pull your zip ties too tight that you can't adjust, all right? So we've got that one. So we're gonna skip this one and put this one here. And then last but not least, I think this is gonna be it for this one. Let's see here. I'm gonna do one more. Yeah, probably just one more there. And then we'll skip one more. So we have one more space left right here. Now, for the end, you guys, this is going to be our last one. So what I need to do is remember how we started it. Remember how we started it out when we first did it? So what we're going to do is we're going to take this. We're going to measure out our 8 inches, and then we're going to measure out a little bit more because we're going to hold it, and we're going to tuck that under because we need to have the end, we need to have an ending. So if you measure your 8 inches here, and then I'm just going to grab a couple more inches, and then I'm going to cut it. So I got about that much extra right there, and I'm going to cut it. All right, so I'm going to make my poof. I'm going to take this tail, turn it under, and then there's my poof right there. And I'm going to tie this down in my zip tie. So we need a way to end that. So we had to tuck that end under. All right, and there's our poof. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take all these inside zip ties here and we're going to cut them off. Okay, now we're not done with the hat yet. So there's what we have so far, right? It's got some red hair here. So now we have to make the rim of his hat up underneath here. And that's where we're going to take this and we're going to do kind of the same technique, but smaller. We're going to make smaller poofs up under here so we can put the hat on. All right, so let me look and see where we're going to start the hat. Let's see here. I think we're going to start right here. And you're probably going to have to piggyback a few things here, but that's okay. So I'm going to start, I'm going to give you a starting point here. So here's the very top. I'm going to start with number 1, 2, 3, the 4th set of holes down. So here's the one, here's the top, 1, 2, 3, the 4th set down. I'm going to grab myself another zip tie and I'm going to put this in here and piggyback it. Piggyback this zip tie on top of where I put the red in and then just open that up. So we're going to do the exact same thing here, all right? So this should be pretty good, pretty easy. So we're going to take this edge, we're going to gather it up in our hands, just like that, right? So we have this tail here. So take my tail and I'm going to use probably, I'm going to guess around, I'm going to try to measure this for you so you know. Probably about, oh, I'd say maybe another 8 inches. All right, so from here to here, about 8 inches, maybe a little less, because we want it to tuck kind of underneath this red. So let me see. Yeah, it looks like 8 inches. So let me see what I think, you guys. I'm going to try 8 inches and then we'll see how turns out for us, okay? Oops, I need this on this side. Right, so take your tail, measure out about 8 inches here, fold it like that, fold this under, right, under, grab this tail and put it in here. Put it in our zip tie that we just put in, and then we'll adjust it to see what we think. If we need to go down to maybe 6 inches or so, then we can do that. My zip tie is literally hiding. It is hiding underneath here. Can you imagine such a thing? So right now we're just putting the white rim on Santa's hat. All right, so there's that. So it's in there, but I'm not gonna tuck it. I'm not gonna zip it tight. Remember, don't zip it tight because we need to adjust. So that looks about, I think that looks about right. Let's go down to about maybe 6 inches or so. All right. So let me see if I can get a measurement in here for you guys. Maybe with my trusty dusty thing here. Let's use our trusty thing here. So if that's 6 inches, let's see, I think about 6, right? And then for the next one, we're gonna go every hole up underneath here. So every hole around his head now we're gonna use, all right, on this top part. So again, I'm gonna piggyback. This is a hard one to see, you guys. This is really, really, really hard to see, and I apologize. So I'm going in between here. I'm gonna find where this zip tie is and piggyback on it. And I'm just using every hole at the top. And when I get done with this, y'all, I'll turn it over so you can see that I've piggybacked that. Again, so let's do about 6, 7 inches, I'm guessing. I'm gonna kind of make sure these guys are the same, right? So I don't want one of these white poofs. I don't want one of these white puffs way up and one way down. So I'm gonna kind of get these so that they're even. So adjust it so they're about even. And leave yourself some space here so that you can adjust it if you need to. That looks pretty good to me, so I'm liking that. So I'm going to take that down a little bit more, all right? Again, we're at the top of the hat, right? We're at the top of the hat, so I've got another couple holes here I'm going to use for that. So take your zip tie, put it in these 2 holes, these 2 empty holes right at the top. And again, we're going to take this down about 6, 7 inches or so. Even these guys right out. Okay, that looks good. All right. And I'm going to go another one. So I'm just following the holes here, the next set of holes. I'll turn it around the back in just a little bit so you can see kind of where I start and end with the hat. It's kind of a tough one to explain, quite frankly. All right, let's see what I got here. Do I want to go down one more? I don't think I'm going to go down one more. I think that's going to be that one. Yeah, I think that's going to be that. So what I did, I forgot to tuck it. So remember on the end ones here, we're going to tuck. We're going to tuck the very last piece because we need to tuck our edges under. So I'm going to do that. And I'll show you again how to tuck these under. Right? So we've made our poof. We made our 6-inch poof, and then we're going to add about another 1.5 inches, another couple inches onto that. So we made our poof, add a couple inches, then we're going to take this here and tuck it underneath my poof, and then we're just going to put our zip tie right over that, just like that. And that will be our hat. Okay, and then that's going to So what I've got here, so if you can see, y'all, I went a little low on this side, so I'm going to take this one out because I don't want him so high. So I'm going to take him out, and which is going to be a very easy do. Just take him out. right? And then I'm going to grab this one out for a second because we're going to have to tuck this one under. So I'm going to just take these out so that I don't, I'm going to take this and I'm going to do that just like that, right? So I'm going to take my last poof, which is going to be right here. Then we're going to take big tail here. We're going to cut that off, and then that's going to go right like that. So that's going to be even. So what I did just now is I just took the last poof off because I decided that it was really kind of too, just a little too big. Like here. Let's see. Let's put our zip tie in. I didn't want quite so much hat up there. So I just cut this back a little bit. Now let's see if that's going to be enough right there. Yeah, that's going to be plenty, I think, right there. I don't need to go this way. Let me turn it my way so I can see what I'm doing. Yeah, that'll be good. That'll work. So let's just cut this off. Too big of a tail, so I'm going to make my poof, turn it under, and stick it in the zip tie. And then we're ready to go. All right, so let's get him ready here. Oops, hang on. He's giving me a little trouble. He's giving me just a little bit of trouble here. Sorry about that. I'm just going to put this zip tie in here again. There we are. I'm going to try to make this look correct, huh? Alrighty, got him. There we go. All right, so there's the hat. So there's the white from the hat, right? So now what we can do is we can get these guys all snuggled up, right? And the next thing we're going to do is his beard. Now that's fun too. And that's why we were going to need 9 pieces of this at 20 inches long. All right. All right, there we go. We got all that done. So there's that, right? There's that. Now, what we're going to do is, let me show you the back, all right? This is what the back looks like so far. So we've got the outside row of our red, and then we double backed here with our red, and then we doubled in with our white for his hat. All right, so that's what we have so far. This is the longer side right here. Probably didn't need this one next really, but it's okay. Alrighty, now let's do the beard. So remember, we've got these pieces here, and those beards are going to be put all the way around here. All the way around there. So let's put our very first zip tie in. So I'm going to start kind of right at the end of where this red is. So if this is the bottom, we've got 1, 2, the third set of holes from the bottom. All right, and I'm just going to use these 2 inner ones. It won't matter, you guys. You can use these 2 inner ones or this one in the outside. Whatever you want to use, it doesn't really matter. Probably should use the outside. I think I'm going to use the outside though. Okay, so you're going to take your 20-inch piece of mesh, and we're kind of going to do some cruffles. Now, if you want to be really precise, you can use one of these rolls here, and this is just a spare roll from the mesh, and then you can wrap it around here and go 1, 2, 3. You can go as many times around as you want. I like to go about 3 times, and then you can just take a clip, and you can do the same thing for this side. You can go 3 times or 2 times. I did wood burn my mesh. You all don't have to, right? And then you're just going to take it and you're going to ruffle, ruffle, ruffle. And that's what we did for the beard. Now, these come out pretty big right there. I think for me, I'm going to roll them a little tighter than this. So I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to use my fingers so that I can make this a little bit tighter. I like my rolls. 1, 2, my curls a little bit tighter. So I rolled it 3 times on that curl. Take that down and roll this 3 times. 1, 2, 3 times on that one, and then you can ruffle. Right, not quite so thick. And then what I'd like to do is kind of make sure that these edges are kind of the same, right? You want these to be kind of even on each side. And then we're going to do curl side up, and we're going to stick it this way in our zip tie. Right, and when you put it in there, you want to kind of make sure that these sides are even, right? So if you went like that, they were kind of even. You want one way up and one way down. So you can make an adjustment before you tighten that up too tight, right? All right, and we're going to use every set of holes here. So we've done this one. We're going here, 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 and here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I thought I had 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of these. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. Take this and I'm going to roll it by my hand. Curl it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Grab yourself a clip of any kind, whatever you have. Clip that up there. Turn it around the other way. Hold that down. Same thing. Curl. 1, 2, 3. And then we can ruffle it up. Right, and then even these out. Grab a zip tie and go in the very next row. The very next row, I'm doing this outside one here. Sticking that right in there. And as I get to the bottom, I'll be moving my zip ties in just a little bit to cover some stuff, all right? So we're going to make sure that these guys are kind of even, which they're not, so I'm going to make an adjustment here. That looks pretty good to me, right? All right, so here we go again. All right, and then the very next one right here. Now this one, I'm getting toward the bottom. I'm going to use these inner 2 right here. Just like that. Same thing. We're just going to roll these up. And then we're going to do one more after this. So we want a nice full beard. See, I'm adjusting these to each other. There we go here. Stick your zip tie right in there, just like that. There. I think I might have only used 8 of these, so we'll see. And last but not least, I'm just going to kind of move that up, move this in. See how it looks here, if I've got this just about right, and I think I do. All right, so the beard's in, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clip these off now. Alrighty, got that done. So now, let's see how many pieces we use. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces of the white. And there's what the beard looks like on the bottom. Right, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces. beard, 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 beard. Okay, so that's the bottom. So this is what he looks like so far, right? We got this little piece over here that I don't like. See this piece right here? I'm gonna kind of see if I can't hide that just a little bit. We're gonna hide it anyways because we're gonna be putting some stuff up in here, I think. So, all right, so that's what he looks like so far. How cute is that, right? Love this. So this is the, let's see, this is the longer side right here. That's where the ball's gonna go. All right, so now we're gonna do some of these. We're gonna put one of these up in the top of his hair up here. So I'm going to put that up in here, I think. So I'm gonna just take one of these off, right? Because we have several that we can use. And then all you have to do, you guys, is open these up. Look how pretty this is. I might use two. I think I'm gonna use a couple of these actually. So I'm gonna, oh, am I gonna cut that? Yeah, I'm gonna try a couple. I'm gonna take two and see what I think. So let me see if I can get these. I think so. Yeah, I'm gonna put two together, you guys. I'm just gonna put them like that and then rearrange these guys here. It makes it just a little bit fuller, and I like that, so I can make that fuller. So I'm gonna take this guy, and I'm gonna take, I think I'm gonna take these and feed them through the holes right toward the end of my my hat. All right, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna feed these through the hole. Just like that, and I fed both of those through the hole. Okay, so there's that. So I just stuck them right through there, right? And then what you can do is you can bend these over, right? And since they're flexible, I'm probably going to cut them off and then feed them through this hole here. Kind of like we do pipe cleaners, right? When we do these, we do pipe cleaners and we feed the pipe cleaners through. So I'm going to take these guys and bend these down into this and just push it. It might be a little bit long. I take another smidgeroo off here. Not quite that long. And then I'm going to bend this one down into right down into that hole down in there and push them in really good. And so you don't even need to lose any glue. So what you're going to do is just take these and you maneuver these as you like them. The good thing is these are also on wires, so I can kind of bend them down if I want, just a little, some up, some down, whatever way you want to configure these. It's up to you guys totally. But I'm just giving them a little bend, and then these guys go where I want it. So look how pretty that is. Right, so now what we have to do is we have to take that white ball and put it down at the end here, because this is the end of his hat. So we're going to do that here in just a second. I'm thinking of taking this one and maneuvering it a little bit different, so it's a little longer here and a little shorter here, I'm thinking, so we can see the ball. But anyways, this is the ball that we're using. Put it there. Well, that might work. I can just kind of maybe put that down like that. Yeah, that would probably work. What I'm probably going to end up doing, you guys, is just kind of pushing this down and then putting the ball in there. So this comes with this on it. It's like a fishing line. I'm going to take the fishing line off, and let me show you how I'm going to attach this. I'm going to grab myself an extra pipe cleaner. Okay, so I'm going to grab a pipe cleaner, and I'm going to fold the pipe cleaner in half. I'm going to take this end, the folded end, and I'm going to find a spot on here. Now this looks like a flat spot to me, so I'm probably going to take these guys and punch a hole through here, right? A pretty good size hole through here. And then I'm going to take some glue, and I'm going to glue the folded end of my pipe cleaner. I'm going to glue it about oh, probably a good ½ inch, 3/4 of an inch. And glue that baby up. And then I'm going to take this and put it in the hole that I just punched here. All right, we're going to let that sit for a minute because these are what I'm going to use to attach it into my Unique in the Creek board. All right, I'm going to attach it like that. Now you can just plain glue this onto the mesh, but I'm going to secure it with this. But in order to do that, I need to let this sit for a second because we don't want it to pull out, right? All right, so in the meantime, so we have these bells. We have these Santa bells, right? So let's take the tag off these. And I'm going to face him toward me to play with. These bells are going to hang off down here, you guys. So let me grab this, turn it over here, and see what I want to do. So I'm going to try to adjust this. This kind of has this hook here, right? So I can make this as long or as short as I want just by kind of pulling. If I need this short, I can pull this through maybe and make them shorter, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to just see what I want to do here, you all. All right, so I'm going to take these, you guys, if I can. I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to unknot these, all right? These come with a knot. I'm going to unknot them. Or not. Or not. Pardon the pun. Yeah, I can unknot these. Okay, so I kind of unknotted these already. But I still want to keep these together. All right? So what I'm going to end up doing is kind of cutting this off. I'm going to cut this knot part off here. All right, and I'm going to take these, and I'm going to line these ends up, right? I'm going to line these edges up, and I'm going to take these guys, and let me show you where I'm going to feed them. I'm going to feed those bells right through this bottom hole here. I'm going to feed the bell right through there, not the bell, but you know, I'm going to feed my twine right through that hole, all right? That's my goal. So I'm going to take them, put them in these long needle nose pliers, and feed it through. So what that allows me to do, that allows me to kind of control the length of these bells, right? So I got a little bell here, and then I got two big ones. So I'm going to want to control these a little bit better. So let me pull the longer ones up a little bit. There we go. I can't see that little guy too much. Let's see, he's on a short leash, the little guy is. But let's bring him up. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I'm going to move that a little bit. I'm going to feed it through a lower hole. I'm going to just feed it through another lower hole because I want these to hang a little bit lower. So you kind of got to pick and choose where you want these to feed through. So I'm going to feed them through probably this bottom one down here. Probably one of these bottom holes right down here. I'm going to feed it through the very bottom, I think. And I'm going to line them up. This one's really short. And I'm going to grab them again so I can get it through the hole. Because I kind of want them to be centered, but I want them to hang down off my wreath. I want it to hang down off the wreath. All right, there we go. Okay, so there we go. Alrighty. Okay, now I can make that decision of how low they are. That looks pretty good. And then I'm just going to knot them. Just going to knot them around each other and see how we do. Just going to tie that knot around there. Let's see how we do. Now I'm going to secure that really good. Once I realize that that's what I want, then I'll really secure it. But look how cute those are. I know you all can't see that great, but these will hang down like that on your door. They'll hang like that. And when I'm done, you guys, I will hold this up for you. All right, so that's how I just attached them just down at the bottom here so that and you can make them hang as high or as low as you want. Okay, all right, so there's that. So there's the bell. So now we're going to put the ball, right, because these guys are now set. So I'm going to take these pipe cleaners and put them in here, in this hole, right this bottom of this one. I'm going to use that same hole that's there. Probably just about like that, thinking. What do you think? All right, you guys, I'm gonna put my camera up so you can see this. Has turned out so sweet. I can't believe how sweet this is. And I'm gonna show you what it looks like. Now that was fun. Wasn't that fun? Look how cute this is. And there's the little bells hanging off the bottom. Right? So you can, if you want to hike them up under here, you can a little more, but I kind of like them jingling down like that. Look how cute this is. Right? This one's a little in my way, so I'm probably going to glue him down just a little. I'm probably going to glue that down just a little, y'all. I don't want that sticking up like that, but look how cute that is. Absolutely adorable. I hope, let me show you the back too while I'm here. Let me show you the back. All right. So I hope you guys love this. This is absolutely adorable. And it was a little difficult to tell you how to do it. I hope you could follow along okay. If not, rewind it and wind it back again. Fast forward it and then wind it back, whatever you guys want to do. But thanks so much, you guys. I really enjoyed this. And have a great one, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.